Hey guys, Alex back with another review. I'm doing ROH Raising the Bar Night 1 and Night 2. This is first one is Night 1. This took place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. First matchup was Jay Lethal versus Silas. Fun little opener. Crowd reaction really helped this match a lot, I think, just because they were really into Silas and everything he does. Um, Jay Lethal looked fine here. Wasn't a huge fan of the finish just because I think it was questionable, but given some of the recent um, actions or whatever they've done, it makes more sense now. So looking back, then we had Tyson Dukes versus Michael Bennett. Very average matchup. Picked up near the finish a lot. Nice way to finish it, I think. Like the counter sequences they did and how Michael Bennett locked in the Anaconda Vice or whatever he's calling it these to use to win. So that was fun. We had reDRagon versus Outlaw Inc. versus Adrenaline Rush in a um, instant reward challenge match or whatever they call it, where basically if Adrenaline Rush pins reDRagon or Outlaw Inc. pins reDRagon, they automatically get a touchdown right away. So very clunky action to begin with. Hard to really keep track of who was the legal man because like they made sure that pinfalls and everything or that tags in and out mattered. So it was a little sloppy. Smoothed a lot out during the end and got better. The reDRagon Adrenaline Rush match wasn't really a match. It was very short, but a fun sprint for what they did. All in all, I'll give it that whole thing 3 stars. And then we had Cedric Alexander and Adam Page versus Jimmy Jacobs and BJ Whitmer of the decade. Very fun, enjoyable match. Nice storytelling. I like the idea of Page basically not wanting to fight the decade and just try to wrestle them, not and trying to be respectful and everything. So it's nice. Alexander continues to show his growth as just a really top contender for being a future top guy in Ring of Honor. Then we had Chris Hero versus Roderick Strong. Very fun back and forth match. Both guys were great. Just a lot of stiff exchanges, great chemistry. I mean, these two guys have worked well together in the past. This was no exception. Just really fun match. Then we had the Briscoes versus Michael Elgin versus the Young Bucks and Kevin Steen. Just insane action all match. Really kept the match moving. Last few minutes of this match were just incredible. So many just crazy near falls and just huge moves. Crowd really took this match to a whole other level. This was a very P2G match, and like it was really cool to see something like this in ROH. Very reminiscent of the old ROH days where they would just have a crazy main event like this on a card. So really great stuff. Then we had the main event for the ROH World Title between Adam Cole and Matt Taven. Um, this was actually a pretty fun match. I really enjoyed this. This is probably the best Matt Taven match I've seen so far in his career, probably. Crowd was really into Matt Taven, just mainly because he promised to buy drinks for everyone if he won the title. So that worked to his advantage. But they did a nice job of making Taven look like a good babyface here. Some good near falls down the end, and I really enjoyed the finish and just everything really worked well in this match. It really came together to a pretty nice house show main event. Pretty solid though. Overall, this show was a bit on the average side, but it was an enjoyable show, mainly just because of how good the crowd was the whole show. Not a definite need to go out of your way to see match or show, but definitely check out the 6 man match. That is really great. Everything else is kind of skippable, but not bad. Enjoyable to watch for sure. All right. All right, and now we got Raising the Bar Night 2. This one took place in Chicago. Started things off with Tyson Dukes versus Michael Elgin. Fun, short match. Crowd really got into it near the end. Michael Elgin just looked good in this match. Tyson Dukes really put him over well. Just a good match to give Michael Elgin some momentum going forward. Then we had Adrenaline Rush versus Roderick Strong and BJ Whitmer. Good tag team match. Nice chemistry and exchange between everyone. Uh, TD just looked kind of out of it a little bit near the end, or just didn't really seem to uh, know what he was doing exactly. I don't know. It just seemed weird. Like it didn't seem like he just didn't know what was going on or something. It just looked weird. Then we had Michael Bennett versus Jay Lethal. Beginning of this match was super fun, and it was going along. Or I'm like, okay, if they keep this up, they could have probably Bennett's a really good match, and it just became an average Michael Bennett match. But it was fun, and it's still enjoyable. And like I said, the beginning, like the first 5 minutes of this match were super entertaining, just because of the shenanigans they were doing. Then we had a match between the Briscoes and the Outlaw Inc. They started out with a normal match, but then quickly devolved into a no DQ match after both teams got disqualified. Just great brawl, great violent action, super fun. Really something you don't really see much from ROH. Is just two teams going out there and just beating the hell out of each other, and just it was pretty brutal stuff, you know, and but very very enjoyable. Probably Outlaw's best match since they've come back to Ring of Honor. Then we had Matt Taven versus Silas Young. Solid matchup. Taven is working well as a babyface now. I think he's gotten sufficiently over enough, and he can play the babyface character. Silas is great at being a heel, and also I like that they kept the selling of Taven's arm carrying over from last night, and that played a factor in the match. So that was nice. So decent matchup. Then we had Cedric Alexander versus Kevin Steen. Very very fun match. Steen just really impressed me with just like his newfound agility and wrestling ability. He's gotten since losing a ton of weight. Cedric continues to break out as just really great future top star. The match was basically just Kevin Steen working him over and like Cedric Alexander having his comeback moments and playing very much the young baby face, and it worked very well for the matchup. A rematch would be very welcome. I think these two guys have a lot of chemistry and really worked well. Very very fun match, but definitely showed signs of that they could do more in the future. Then we had the match of the night for the ROH World Tag Team titles between reDRagon and the Young Bucks. Just a great tag team action. So many great near falls in this match. Very nice storytelling. I loved it. Everything really clicked in this match. Had a nice finish with a nice open-ended finish where, you know, it wasn't super clean, but it was clean enough where it didn't cheapen the victory, and it leaves it open for a rematch, which they are planning to do in New York for the ROH New Japan show. So very very fun match, just really great classic tag team action, and something that's really welcomed from ROH recently. Then we had the Ringmaster Challenge match for the ROH World Title between Adam Cole and Chris Hero. I really enjoyed the booking of this match as a whole, but there were a few things that prevented it from hitting that next level. The first fall was good. I like the idea that Chris Hero made one mistake and Adam Cole took advantage of it, and then they did a nice job with the submission match of playing up Adam Cole working over Chris Hero's leg, which I wish they had felt through with more in the third fall, but they didn't really, which is a real bummer. But I like the fact that Chris Hero quickly locks into submission. Adam Cole almost immediately taps out just to get the Iron Man match. In the Iron Man match, they had a really great build-up match for that, where Cole used his title to hit Chris Hero and score a couple pinfalls to tie it up and then take the lead. And I really enjoyed that. And then the problem with this was they started going more slow pace, playing with the idea that they're tired and they're worn down. The crowd wasn't really into that. And then when they went to the overtime and they went fast paced, frantic action, that's when the crowd was super into it. And then it just kind of just finished with a very kind of flat finish, or at least weak, But good match nonetheless. It just didn't hit that next level, which I thought this match could have. It's really too bad. But maybe Adam Cole and Chris Hero just don't have that special chemistry that a lot of us were hoping for. But overall, a good match and a good way to end the show. It definitely keeps Cole's momentum going and doesn't make Chris Hero look like a weak opponent. But overall, though, this show, I give this one a slight edge over the Milwaukee show. But definitely check out the reDRagon Young Bucks match. Actually, that one you can see on ROH TV if you want, though. All right, that wraps up for me, guys. Take care. Bye.